Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katy.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors, the right choice, winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Awards.
Speaking of winner of the 2024 Best of the Tri-State, we are joined today by Donnie and Miriam Carbaugh, owners of Porch Fitness, and you guys just picked up the Best Fitness Center 2024 Best of the Tri-State. Is that correct?
That's correct. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
Not only did you win that category, but you were saying you got the most votes. Was that overall?
Yeah, so we got, it was a surprise to us when we walked in. There was a second plaque for us for the most votes in the health category. So our fitness center got more votes than WellSpan or Emeritus, which for us is a win.
Big deal, right?
Huge.
That is huge.
And I can imagine owning a gym can be a competitive market. So what do you think makes your facility different than some of the others in the area?
I think our biggest difference is community. We are a gym that is all about the community and not about just body image. We stay away from the body image world. We're about getting people fit for life, right? I can't offer you quantity of time in life. We're all going to die on average at the same time, but I can offer you a better quality life. I can see you hiking the Appalachian Trail at 80 years old. That's the stuff that we offer. So all fitness levels are welcome. I think that's what makes us a little bit different than everyone else.
What are some of the different classes that you offer?
We have the boot camp classes, which are where we get people basically in the door.
Mm-hmm.
We offer those throughout the day, Monday through Friday, and then we have 2 boot camp classes on Saturdays. But then we also offer small group training. We also offer student athlete training with a lot of our different trainers. We have
Personal training. So we have one-on-one personal training. We have team training, so we'll bring in full like travel teams, because travel sports is really large in our area. So we'll bring in full teams and train teams through their off season. So yeah, our gym's a little bit different in that it's all class based. It's all run by a certified personal trainer. I got 14 trainers that I have there that we use, and so you're always in good hands. You're always with a certified personal trainer. So that's what makes us a little bit different. It isn't like a gym where you can just walk in and use equipment like a Gold's Gym or like a Planet Fitness. This is more like this is all run by trainers, so it's all class based and it's all very well structured.
What do you say to that person who would really like to try boot camp, but they are just so intimidated because they think that they need to have some kind of skill level that, maybe they've never worked out a day in their life and it's intimidating for them? What do you say to that person? What
we tell people all the time is that all fitness levels are welcome in our gym. You'll see in our boot camps, you'll see, which is our entry class, you'll see college level athletes training right beside a retiree. And how we do that is because we have certified personal trainers throughout the whole facility, is that we can offer modifications if you're not there yet. So we write our programming for, I like to say, we write for the best and scale for the rest, right? So that retiree is looking at that athlete being like, wow, they're jumping up onto a box. But I can step up. I can step up. So like, and then you can see the goal that they could have. They could see, okay, I want to make it to where I can do that movement. So I need to do this now.
Will you explain the scaling options to somebody before the class starts, so they, so they have an idea of what they're doing? Yeah,
the basic rundown of a class, it's an hour long. The beginning of it is the intro from the trainer. They explain the format of the workout for the day. And then they demo all the exercises and they say, okay, here's the ones where we could have, here's the ones that are more advanced movements. Here's the modifications we're going to do for those if you're not ready yet. And then if you're new or something like that, the great thing is this a trainer is going to talk with you and just to make sure if you have like a shoulder issue or a back issue that we know how to navigate that. But so it's an hour long. Never work out twice, never do the same workout twice. Every day is new, combination of strength and cardio, full body. And if they're unsure, just come in, try a class. The first one's free.
Okay.
First one's free. They can try it, see what it's like.
Katie loves that word.
That was one of my questions. Is there like a trial period that people can try out? Now, who writes the programming? Do you guys write the programming?
So it depends on the day of the week. So because I mentioned I have like 14 trainers on staff, the ones who have experience in group fitness are the ones writing. So we have assigned, trainer, Coach Laura's writing on Mondays, Coach Aaron's writing on Tuesdays, Coach Donnie writes Wednesdays. That way we get a variety. We get a different perspective. Like we all have our own biases in everything in life. And so the things that I'll write in there, maybe not Aaron writes. So that Aaron likes that, and maybe I don't like that, so they'll get both.
I think that's probably unique, right?
It is.
Every gym I've ever gone to, it's the same. And not that I don't love the programming, but it is the same person writing the programming. And you can kind of predict,
what's coming.
All right, we're doing butt kicks before we do any kind of running workout. So I like that. It gives a little bit of an edge every day, something a little different.
Yes.
Take us through the name Front Porch Fitness.
Certainly.
How'd that come about?
So that's a great story. So before the pandemic, I worked at a local gym as a lead trainer. And when the lockdown hit for the state, March 16th, 2020, I remember the date, I wanted to keep my clients moving during this lockdown. Like, all right, you're stuck in your house for 2 weeks. That's what it was originally supposed to be. I'm like, I want to keep you moving. So what I did was I went to Facebook and I started doing Facebook Live workouts on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evening at 5:30. Mondays and Wednesdays, I'd post a workout on my page. Here's what you're going to need, like a can of soup or whatever you can find in your house for some weight. Right. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'd go live at 5:30 in the evening. Now, where I went live at, the only place that made sense in my house was my front porch. So I was doing these original workouts on my front porch. I was taking them through the advanced movements. My wife was in the background doing the modified version, the modified movement. So people had options. If they weren't ready for what I was doing, they could follow Miriam. And so we had options for people. And one of my clients who I started training, I believe in 2017, she threw up the hashtag Front Porch Fitness on one of the posts. I thought it was funny. We started running with it. We started throwing that hashtag up on all the posts. That way, if we ever wanted to come back to it, it's search that hashtag Front Porch Fitness. We'll have all our stuff. And then ABC 27 picked up news on it, and they did a little feature on it, and then that really started to grow. So when we went to the state at the December of 2020 to file for the state, our business, to launch this, we were like, we have to go with Front Porch Fitness. It's a great story.
So you launched Front Porch Fitness at the end of 2020,
yes.
Still in the pandemic.
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah, it's wild. The pandemic was horrible for so many reasons, for so many people.
I can imagine gym owners suffered
They did suffer.
much, yeah.
But for our family, it ended up being one of the best things that could have happened.
That's amazing.
It really pivoted our family to it.
Were you monetizing the Facebook, or was that just something that you were doing?
Free.
Oh.
I was doing it free. And then as the summer went and the lockdown continued, we actually moved off the front porch and then across the street into the park. I live across the street from the park, and I was having 30, 40, 50 people show up every Tuesday and Thursday. Then I started pulling in other trainers. They're all working for me now. We started rotating on Saturday mornings to different parks. We go to Memorial Park or Norlow or Green Township. We started bouncing at Caledonia, started bouncing around on Saturday mornings. So it started to grow. And this was all free.
Wow.
All free. And that word of mouth and just that started to grow. By the fall, when the weather was changing, I started having a lot of people approach me about personal training. Like, hey, would you take me on as a client? And that's when we decided to all right, let's sit down and really talk about this. See if this is where we're headed. So we felt like that's where God was taking us. So we met with some mentors, some business mentors, some people I've trained in the past who are successful. Had them over and said, hey, do you think we can launch a gym? Do you think we could do this? And they were so encouraging. They were like, with you guys' personality, like if you build it, they're gonna come. So I turned my 2-car garage into a gym. And so I launched with the state, the LLC for Front Porch Fitness, December of 2020. December of 2022, I had my open house at my 10,000 square foot facility where I'm at now. So in 2 years, I went from my front porch to 10,000 square foot.
I think that also really shows how you guys are so community driven. Mm-hmm. The fact that you were doing these free workouts and how many people were kind of latching onto it. Mm-hmm. I mean, so you really had a community of people that needed something during that pandemic that you were providing for free. Where I know gyms were still, I mean, I was part of a gym at that time. shutting down and still charging a membership, but they were posting those workouts, but you were still paying, you know, for what? At this point, you're doing everything at your home. So that's kind of amazing. Now you do coaching and personal training at Front Porch. Miriam, do you do any kind of coaching there as well?
I help out with the low impact class sometimes. They need somebody to cover that because that stuff is already written and all that. But I do all the managerial stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, she's our gym manager.
You keep it running.
She keeps it running.
That's my jam. I'm not the woo.
Do you take us through the pricing structure that you have? Is it one membership gets you just, or are there levels? How does that work?
Yeah, so the entry into our gym is really with boot camps. So boot camps is what we have 4 to 5 classes a day, 2 on Saturday morning. This is your full body, never do a same workout twice, and that is $100 a month for unlimited classes.
Oh,
so you can come as much as you want for $100. Well, I mean, and I think part of the growth of mine is of the gym is yes, community, but also because I know where I'm from. I'm from Franklin County. Franklin County is a word of mouth town. You treat people right. You have fair pricing. Your
good product.
Word of mouth. Like I haven't spent a dime on marketing yet. It's all been social media, and it's not just the social media. What Franklin County is a word of mouth town. You need a plumber. You ask your buddy.
Right.
You ask your family. You need a gym. You ask around. So I think because we built that relationship with the community, that people are like, oh yeah, that gym out there, that's a good gym.
And what I love about your gym as well is it's so hard to go to a gym that's, $10, $20 a month where you don't have the classes and try to figure out what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I know there's an elliptical, I know there's a treadmill, I know how to use those things, but in regards to actually putting together a full body workout, knowing what weights to use, how to properly do the motions, I mean, that's like priceless in my mind because. And I think that when you're doing, I'm a big fan of group workouts. I love it way more than any kind of individual workout. But it's nice to learn from other people. Even if the coach is busy, you can turn and ask somebody next to you, hey, what weight are you using? Or can you show me how to do that? It just builds such a nice camaraderie and nice feeling amongst everybody.
And Katy was like that in school too. It's, hey, did you get number 3? Is it A?
In our last minute that we have here, guys, tell us a little bit about how people can get in touch with you. If somebody's listening or watching and they're thinking, I really want to get a jump start before the new year, how would they find you?
Yeah, well, first place is social media. We are on Facebook, Front Porch Fitness. We are on Instagram, Front Porch Fitness. You search both those, you'll find us on both of those, and you can send us direct messages there. My email is frontporchfitness@gmail.com. And then you can always stop in. We're located right behind Dick's Sporting Goods on Route 30 in Chambersburg. Everyone knows where that's at. Go behind the building. We're there. You can always pop in. We're there. I pretty much live there. So I'm usually there. So that's how you can get hold of us.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with us today on Let's Talk Tri-State.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.